All praises to Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi, bahasham, Kodash. Double honor to the apostles and elders, a great millstone that rule well, labor in the word and doctrine. Shalom and peace, may that be unto the elect of the nation of Israel. Now, I'm going to get into this, quick hit, based on, just being around Jake a bit. Doing, you go to the store, you get your hair cut, you go and do this, you go and do that. When we're just not of the world, but in the world, operating within it. No, not abusing it, but using it. And you bump into Jake and shit. And you see, well, what I noticed was, first let me read the scripture, and I'll explain what I'm saying. Romans 2:14, for in the Gentiles, now what Gentiles are these? These are estranged Israelites. Alright? So when, for example, a stranger, now let me search up, Masha's son. It says Exodus 2:22, and this is talking about Moses' woman. And she bare him a son, and he called his name Gershom, and I think that would go into Garsham or Garshawam. For he said, I have been a stranger in a strange land. Now what does that mean, a strange? Exodus 2:22. Let me see. Exodus 2:22, there you can see, verse 21, and Moses was content to dwell with the man, and he gave Moses Zipporah his daughter. Anyway, this name Gershom. Come on, there we are. Gershom, Garsham. And then what, so you break it down. No, it's not going to give you it. Well, the word garash says to drive out, expel, cast out, drive away, divorce, put away, thrust away, trouble, cast up, to thrust out, cast out, to be driven away, be tossed, to drive out, drive away, be thrust out. Now, this is going to be a difficult one, but we'll see. A stranger, we used to go over this a lot. Like I'm talking on a weekly basis and teach it, to when we're looking for debates and shit. Let's look at this word for stranger. Because I've got a feeling. There it is, Gar. Perfect. Gar, which means what? A sojourner, a temporary inhabitant. So if you become a stranger, does that mean you're no longer an Israelite? Right? Because Gershom was of what tribe? Levi. Lauya. He was the son of Mashab and Lauya. Moses, the son of Levi. Obviously, he's got a father, and it goes back, but he goes back to the tribe of Levi, which was a son of Jacob. So he was an Israelite, and his son was an Israelite. And his son was an Israelite. I think it says chief of treasuries. Let's see. I can't remember his name, but he was chief. I know he was chief over the treasuries, one of Moses' son. Let's have a look now. There it is. Sorry, I got big excited. There it is, that's how it said. 1 Chronicles 26:24. And Shebuel, the son of Gershom, the son of Moses, was ruler of the treasures. Right, and I think in another thing it says chief. Let's see if I can get that. Yep. 1 Corinthians 23:16. Of the sons of Gershom, Shebuel was the chief. So Salaki, that's Gershom's son. This is Moses' grandson. So he's still a Levite. And guess what? This guy's mother was not an Israelite. How about that? Right, so there we can see, that's an example of stranger or Israelites being called strangers. Now you go into the word Gentile, and we keep going over these things. Why? Because it's important. If you don't know who the Gentiles are, you're fucked. In terms of understanding the New Testament. Romans 11, that used to be taught that was talking about the non-Israelites, and really it's talking about Israelites that are not moving like Israelites, all right, that are of a different thought pattern, custom, worship manner, who they worship to, right? Like you had them in Acts, it talks about they were trying to reverence the unknown God. So that's an example of what Jake trying to do things because it's within him, but not knowing it, not having that truth, the fullness. Right, ethnos, multitude, and this is the same as the Hebrew word Gauya, right, meaning a nation. All it means is a nation. It didn't tell you what nation, and it says Jew or Gentile, or Jews and Greeks. Well, sometimes you go into that word Greek, and the word there is ethnos, right? So it's still not telling you what nationality, but we would consider anyone that wasn't doing the commandments, or what was considered as Jewry at that time, although there's more than the Jews, there's more than that tribe of Judah. It was considered Jewry was doing the commandments. So anyone outside of that was a Greek. Now, there could be an Elamite, and by that I mean an Israelite worshipping Elamite deities. They're as an Elamite, but you'd still call them a Greek, because that was just a general term for anyone that was outside of this thing of ours. All right. So now, verse 14: For when the Gentiles, which have not the law, do by nature the things contained in the law, these having not the law are a law unto themselves. And Jake is that. And what I was saying was, when I was going into the going past barbershop, every single Jake in there had a beard, right? There wasn't one Jake, and not like a goatee, like the 80s or 90s, but like a full, as much as, like he let it grow out. He might have lined up the sides and stuff, which that's unlawful, pursuant to Leviticus 19. But other than that, he was growing out his, and let's get that law, he was growing out his beard, which is a law, okay? Leviticus 19 and 27, it says, Ye shall not round the corners of your heads, neither shalt thou mar the corners of thy beard. Right, so going into lining it up and everything like that, that's a sin. But a man would have a beard, right? You take it back, a few years, or at least in, the so-called black culture, hip-hop, a beard wasn't a cool thing. A cool thing, and I'm talking, I wasn't around then. Well, maybe I was young, but I always saw, Jakes with goatees. My dad had a goatee. Everyone, a goatee was a go-to. A goatee was the go-to, man. But now it seems like everyone's growing out a full beard. And Jake, he's getting sort of into Islam. But it's also, all the righteous customs from Islam come from the scriptures, man. Right? Because Ishmael was the son of who? And that's your homework. If you don't know it, look it up. Okay, Ishmael was the son of who? And that's why he would have certain customs. And his father was taught, well, he was taught a lot. I won't say too much because I'll give away the answer. But really, you should know that. You should know that. If we're getting into all the Gentiles and everything like that, you should know that basic, milk. But if you don't go over it, you'll begin to lose it. Anyway, getting back into this. Romans 2 and 14, For when the Gentiles, which have not the law, why do they not have the law? Ultimately, the law is about, but they're not doing the law. They've not been taught the law. They don't even know the Israelites to be trying to strive to keep the law. Now, certain ones in Christianity, like my family or my father's family, they get into the law. They don't break the Sabbath, pursuant to how they understand the Sabbath, which is a Friday sundown, Saturday sundown, which is not the biblical Sabbath, but that it is a Sabbath. Okay, got that. They don't eat pork. They don't eat shellfish, shrimp, lobster, and everything like that. So why is that? Because they're trying to do certain Christian, or they're being Christians, but they're trying to do certain things of the scripture because they bear witness to it. But that's the doctrine that they follow, Seventh-day Adventist, which it is off. It is off. But, when there's good things about it, of course we would commend it. Like we say, if you're a Muslim, you're going all the way off, but at least you've got a beard. That's what we sort of say. Another thing, Jake doesn't. If you cook Jake some meat and you can still see red in it, he's not eating that. Of course, there's exceptions, but I'm talking about the rule. Let me search eat blood. Genesis 9 and 4. But flesh with the life thereof, which is the blood thereof, ye shall not eat. All right, so we're not meant to eat blood. We're not meant to consume it. We're not meant to have fucking black pudding, with like the Scots have, and a lot of them Scots were averse to pork. If I search that up, I'll just search up Scots eating pork. It says Scottish pork taboo. And now we're just waiting on the page to load, which it might take some time, so I'll be back. So it says Scottish pork taboo was Donald Alexander Mackenzie's phrase for discussing an aversion to pork among Scots, particularly Highlanders, which he believed to stem from an ancient taboo. Several writers who confirm that a prejudice against pork existed or a superstitious attitude to pigs do not see it in terms of taboo related to any ancient cult. Let's see. He dismissed their possibility. Yeah, okay. Okay, yeah, but he's still in there. Yeah, and if what we're saying is, yeah, we say that a lot. We say, oh, the Celts, you know, certain Scots, certain Irish, you know, we're Jakes, man. We were all familiar with, you know, the Jacobites, as in the supporters of King James and such. King James himself, you know, his sons on down. Yeah, they were Jake, of course. Now, and certain, yeah, under Cromwell, he deported a lot of the coming out of them, yeah, in the Renaissance sort of times, and even past that, yeah, just getting rid of the last remnants of Jacob in there. Yeah, you did have a lot of Jake there. But what's the point of this lesson? Say, you know, Israelites, they're gonna have an aversion from doing anything, violating it, to a certain degree. Now, if they're not in this truth, it's to a much lesser degree, but you can still see it's there. You know, but that's just a quick hit. You know, keep looking at fucking everything else that's going on in the world. This is just a lesson. You know, on to the next one. All praises to Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi, bahasham,